we will be arguing that higher consumption of red meat leads to a higher risk of cancer. So Hugo's going to start us off by first defining um, the terms red meat and going into the Western diet.
Okay, so yes, as she just said, it is important to define those terms.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, why is it important to define it? Because the Western diet is characterized by high intakes of refined grains, sugar, and also red meat. So, and then this also leads on to a study that we use for this assignment, which is this one by Dr. Takahashi. And it was a study that was done in Japan, which is a population that has just been recently introduced to this Western diet. Now, obviously, there are other risk factors that are more common in this population, such as smoking, and that may account for the higher, for the increase of cancer occurrences. However, we are talking about a population who has just been recently introduced to it, so such outside factors were most likely already present in the population. And what the study did find, though, was that the linear increase in the incidence of mortality of colon cancer between 1970 and mid 1990s, which was the time where Japanese people started adopting the Western diet in mass. So, among Japanese of both sexes occurred in parallel with an increase in the intake of meat, such as beef and pork products. All right, so, and then next, Sydney will be talking about links of red meat and types of cancer. So,
Well, so according to several cancer information sites, there have been several links. There have been links to red meat and how it causes various types of cancers. And I mean, stated on the National Center for Biotechnology of Information, there have been links to several types of cancers from eating processed meats and other red meats like pork and beef and lamb. And then also on the risk, there's also risk increase if you consume red meat and red meat and the processed meat every day, and this will increase your risk by at least 18%. And also another way that red meat and cancer have a link together is the way that you cook the red meat or the processed meat. And the way that it's cooked, when it's cooking, they it the what during the process of it cooking, it will give off something that's also found in other foods and also in air pollution, which I mean it's not good. And also stated in the World Health Organization, they mentioned how yeah, they just pretty much, it's how they increased the rate of of like the meats and I
Take your time. No, it's
Take your
all
time, it's
good.
okay.
I mean, I'm pretty much finished. Yeah, hopefully chase that out. So yeah, in other words, red meat's not good for you.
I mean, so I personally what I found was that red meat is really the only meat that is associated with a cancer risk. There's a study I was looking at that I found from the Environmental Perspectives journal that was comparing mutagens in red meat versus white meat, which includes poultry and chicken. Oh my gosh, poultry and chicken. Oh no, poultry and fish. Dear Lord. So what they found that there was a higher level of this chemical called pyridine, and that's what they found in the red meat, which they correlated to a higher risk of colon cancer. With white meat, they didn't find any pyridine. It was so low, so they were it's inconsistent with being linked as a carcinogen. And then in another study I found from the BMJ medical journal was that there's two different irons. Heme iron, which is found in red meat, can actually promote cancer. They couldn't find that in any white meat. And then they were also looking at nitrate intake. The higher the nitrate levels in the body basically can be linked to a higher cancer risk. And so therefore they were able to associate that white meat has no correlation to cancer risk, and actually eating stuff like fish can actually protect your body from getting cancer, while red meat, on the other hand, well, there's some risk to it.